As many of us are aware, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting is functionally shutting down at the end of September, with a complete shutdown in January. This is a result of Congress seizing or canceling previously allocated funding. This sucks. It is not great. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. However, at the moment, it's not clear what this means for the PBS shows that are informative, educational, and generally well received. From what I can see, much of the really popular nationwide program is likely to survive, at least for now. That's your NPR, your NewsHour, Sesame Street, things like that. According to most research I've done, PBS doesn't get that much federal funding or federal grants, so in theory, one can hope that these essential programs won't be gutted entirely, but I can't imagine quality won't suffer to some extent. However, according to PBS itself, 70% of the CPB funding goes to NPR and PBS, and this funding is divided among its member stations, which number about 576 or so. From what I can tell, the most pressing, or at least the most obvious issue about these cuts, are how it affects the reach of these programs, since many public stations under the CPB umbrella, many of them are in more rural locations, or they don't have a sizable income and they rely on a considerable amount of CPB funding. While maybe the shows themselves aren't coming to an end, it's likely to result in sort of media desert for people who don't have free and easy access to trusted information or kids programming, or who don't know where or how to access these. I also imagine it would have an impact on any local journalists or any kind of programming hired or commissioned by these smaller stations due to budget cuts. That's because this type of media, sort of bespoke, specific programming, is very popular, but it's very expensive. Furthermore, a lot of places seem to rely extensively on this type of CBB funding. One article I read discussed how at least one station is going to lose around 50% of its budget due to these cuts. And that's because there's not any kind of local institution that supports it, like a school district or a college or anything like that. So this is an existential threat for stations like these, which are more isolated and vulnerable. It also might result in considerable logistical headaches, since CPB handles things like maintaining music rights, making sure smaller stations are in compliance with these rights, and actually, purchasing the rights to the music themselves. Like NPR uses a bunch of classical music, from what I understand. So as a result of these cuts, there will no doubt have to be some changes. And it seems that so far the most expected type of harm from these cuts will be community. Make it clear why this is a problem. It will result in a weaker understanding of issues on a local level, the issues that most directly and immediately affect people and that might resonate with them the most. Learning about a new eatery, hearing about a local scandal, a new up-and-coming musician, learning about the in-depth views of town officials, things like that. These cuts will result in a lack of resources to generate awareness of these things, or even to look into. So that robs the public of the ability to make informed decisions, or even just learn or enjoy things about their community. So there we go.